again to another episode of Tally Stakes. We are still encouraging our listeners to subscribe, to click that notification bell, and to join the conversation. Leave a comment. We are building and strengthening our people. In so doing, we are building resilient communities and we are improving our nation. All right? So, tonight, again, with Tally Stake, we have another exciting topic for you for discussion. And tonight we'll be looking at peer pressure. Right? So peer pressure is a very pervasive thing. Well, all over the world, not only in Jamaica. And peer pressure does not only affect teenagers and children in school, peer pressure also affects adults. All right? Tonight we'll be looking at, just some basic types of the peer pressures and also having a discussion on how we can deal with peer pressure, equipping people to make the right decisions. As you know, that's one of the missions of our podcast here. And we want to strengthen people, strengthen their character, so that they can go out and make good decisions. And that is so important, all right? So we're going to watch this and listen to this video that was done by a Jamaican to encourage youngsters to say no to peer pressure. Then we're going to have our discussion thereafter. All right?
Hey, it's gotta be something good in your mom's medicine cabinet. Hey, look, just do it.
So here we have a video of a youngster who would have seen something on the internet about pills, prescription pills, drugs. He was thinking about it. He threw up the pill into the cup to take it. And then after thinking for a moment, he decided not to do it. I use this video because a lot of people believe that peer pressure always involves somebody whispering in somebody else's ear to tell them to do something that they don't want to do or tell them to do something that is wrong. A lot of the times peer pressure also occur when there is no one around, but they would have seen something, as the clip depicts, something on the television, something on the internet, where somebody was talking about prescription pills. He's now thinking that he wants to try it out. And a lot of our youngsters know they succumb to that type of peer pressure where they would have heard things, seen things on TikTok, seen things on the internet. They would have heard conversations where people talking about doing certain things. They would be at home, they are thinking about wanting to do it because they want to be accepted. Always remember that people have the psychological need to be accepted. And from that psychological need, people will do things so that in their social groups, people will respect them, people will embrace them. But let me just tell you something right now, here and now. You see, if you're doing things for people to accept you, they don't accept you. Anybody don't like you, they don't like you, and they probably will never like you. Whether you climb on top of the roof or jump off or fly, like man in the air or whatever. If they do not like you, they do not like you. And so it is important that you really try to do what is right. And sometimes what is right is boring. Sometimes what is right doesn't get people to like you in the time when you're doing what is right. But they will eventually respect you though, because they are going to remember that you had enough courage to do what was right and they didn't. And they will respect you in the long run, even if they do not tell you. But it is important that you do what is right, all right? And you have to practice the moralities. You have to practice being honest, being truthful. You have to practice to rely on a good network. So the network thing comes back so frequent in my podcast because it's so important to develop good character. You have to have a good network, all right? Because if you have people telling you to do things that are wrong or to encourage you to do things that you know that you're not, that has terrible consequences like smoking or other things, drinking alcohol, skipping school, and even for adults. Adults, they will see a friend buy a car, they want to buy the car too because their friend have it and they don't have enough money to maintain the car, but they just want to have a car because they just think that when they buy the car, their friends will like them as well. And nothing will really go like that, all right? Because people always have that need to be accepted, to want to be liked. And that is part of the reason why people do things to get that sort of the desirable response that they think they can get from people, right? For adults, keeping up with the Joneses, they want to paint your house. You don't have the money, you prefer to borrow people money and paint the house, and then the person come and here at a cost for the money, right? People start wonder what's going on here. You want to buy cars, you know you can't afford it, but your friend have it, so you want it. And then you start to look at what other people have, and in your head, you're starting to think that you're an outfit, you're an outcast, because you are not doing this, you are not doing that, and you try to say as much as possible you can get back in. But most of the time, these things are happening in your head, all right? Sometimes it is true, sometimes it is not. I remember when I was in school, and I remember my friend's name. I'm going to tell you what the name of my friend is. And I saw that he jerry curled his hair, and I couldn't understand why he did that. He was an intelligent student, probably closer to the nerd side. And I asked him the day, why did you jerry curl your hair? He said that he was thinking that other people were thinking that he was a nerd. And I said to him, how are you able to know what other people are thinking if they did not say anything to you? He said he just believed that they were thinking that. And so he decided to do this thing to his hair so that he would remove what other people are thinking, which they never said anything to him, but he said that they were thinking it. So sometimes that self-esteem issue plays an important role in why people will do certain things, because when they have an impression of themselves, even when others do not say anything to them, they would still believe that this is what I see, this is how I see myself, and I need to do this to be accepted. And more than 80% of the time, it is a lie. People like people who are genuine, people like people who are encouraging, who show care for them, and that is one of the sure ways that you can be accepted. When you are pretending, being something that you're not going to, even if you're being accepted for the time, once people find you out, they are going to cut you off, and then they are not going to include you as a permanent part of their network, because you are changeable, and that is something that is annoying to them, all right? People want to be encouraged and to be told to do the right thing, even when they are doing the wrong thing. Yes, even those rude children that you see on the road, or even those bad guys you see in the street, they always will respect somebody who look out for their interests and tell them to do the right thing. It's very funny because people know when they're doing the wrong thing, right? So oftentimes when you believe that you are being accepted, you're not being accepted. So in this video, very important, we have a youngster who is thinking in his head that he needs to do this because he saw something on the internet or he saw something on the TV. A lot of youngsters, when you talk to them now, they believe that they will tell you that nobody can tell them to do anything. They have the right to do whatever they want. And that's just pure nonsense because everybody's telling them to do everything, right? But they believe that they can't be told, they can't be directed. They have this rebellious nature. Oftentimes they are rebellious against adults who are teaching them or telling them to do what is right, like their teachers or their parents. But when it comes to their friend, they do not have the balls to stand up to their friend to tell them that that is wrong and I do not want to do it. So if they would now shift some of that energy, that rebellious nature from their teachers or from their friends, then they would be able to grow enough balls to say to their friends that I am not going to smoke this weed today because I don't want to smoke this weed. Or I'm not going to have sex with that girl now because I don't really want to have sex with her right now. I do not want to take this drug because I don't want to do it, right? But they do it so that they, because out of fear of being labeled a nerd or being labeled an idiot or a softie or whatever the people name them as, or they will do it because their other friends are doing it and they can be a part of this group that can provide them protection in the long run. Sometimes give them a little thing to, some sort of resources for them as well. But in the long run or in the final analysis, what you're going to find is that this group that you're admitted to, they themselves will not respect you because at the end of the day, people like people who are genuine, right? For adults, when you take out loans to do things, to go on vacation because your friend is going on vacation and you want to go on vacation as well. When you are in debt now, you cannot pay the loan. People are going to laugh at you and think that you're a lunatic. So it is so important that you do what is right. So that is important, that peer pressure comes in that form where you are thinking in your head. You are thinking in your head that people are thinking. You are thinking that people are thinking, and these people who are thinking did not tell you what they think. And so you fall into that trap. And that is a part of the problem with peer pressure as well. So you are thinking that they are thinking, they didn't tell you what they're thinking, but you thought that they were thinking so, and the truth is you were just the only person who was thinking that. All right? And so you fall into that line and you take the drugs or you do what is wrong. But you are encouraged. Find people, because it's not always good to do what is. It's not always easy to do what is right. When the Bible said, do not become weary in well-doing, I always thought that, why would the Bible say that? Because it's supposed to do what is right all the time. So you just do it. But once you start doing what is right all the time, you're going to realize that it's not very easy to do what is right all the time. And so you need a support system that will accept you for who you are, the network. And you spend half the time hiding who you are, like the song saying, the Chronic song that says they don't know. And so half the time you have an alter ego, and then you have a different personality, which is a true self, that you only show one or two people, and then now you would now have your alter ego that you show to everyone else, and people who are close to you have to go through all these different stages of personalities and personas to meet the right person. And so you need to stand up for yourself, and if people are not going to respect you for who you are, they probably will not like you anyway. So my suggestion is try to get into a grouping or build a network of people who respect you for who you are. There are other persons like myself who like diversity, people of different characters, persuasion, and they are very happy to hear what these different ideas are. There are other persons who are not very sure about themselves, and so they would want you to behave a particular way so that they can feel good about themselves. But guess what? They still will never feel good about themselves, even if you behave the way that they have prescribed, because they just don't feel good about themselves. They have an issue with themselves that they need to sort out. And so you cannot now fall into the trap of behaving the way that they want because you are going to be accepted. No one will accept you based on your behavior. They will accept you based on your character. Let me say that again. You will not be accepted based on your behavior. You will be accepted more so based on your character. All right? So that is very important. That other part of peer pressure now that deals with when people are telling you to do things. If you're in the company of people who are telling you to do bad things, then you're in the wrong company. Or if you're in the company of people who are telling you to do things that make you uncomfortable, they do not respect you. And so you need a different grouping. You need a different network. Remember, you always have to invest in a varying network of people. People from varying backgrounds so that you do not rely on or you're exposed to one type of people. Because once that happens to you, you're more likely to become successful to the values of that group. Because in your mind, those people will not accept you, and then you start look down on yourself. All right? So the real truth combating peer pressure is to respect yourself, understand and learn more about what you like, desires, and your passion, and to do what is right. Always do what is right, because once you do things for people to like you, they will like you in the initial stage, but they will not respect you, and eventually they will no longer like you. All right? So do what is right, be yourself, understand yourself, have conversation about the things that you like, be in environments, talk to people who are open to learn more about you, right? Share your ideas. And sometimes, you're in a group and somebody always say, you're fool, you eat it, and try to make you feel small, right? You can just let them know that you're not going to feel small, all right? But some of you don't have the courage to do that. You don't have the oomph to do it. So in the beginning, what you need to do is to find people that you can talk with, you can relate to, who can encourage you to grow some balls and to face your friends. Huh? Right? I always remember, and that is one of the things that when I was going to school, I tell people I've never succumbed to peer pressure in school. One of the reasons is because what I noticed is that they had enough oomph, or they had enough courage to be disrespectful to teachers. They had enough courage to stand up to the adults. But when it comes to their friends, they do not have that courage. And because of that, I did not respect that. And I did not want to be a part of that. All right? So what you need to do, if you are somebody like that, you need to channel your energy in a different area. Right? You need to say to your friends, this is not acceptable, this is wrong. And if they don't like you because they say that, trust me, they're not going to like you anyway. If you are going to tell your friend that, and they do not like you, they did not like you anyway. They want a lackey. They want somebody to be able to express their own selfish desires. You're really wasting your time. So you need a different grouping. So as I said, again, you have to build that network. You have to talk to people who allow you to express yourself, explore yourself. And if you do not know who you are, just try to see if you can relate to people who can empower you to find out, to give you some guidance to find out, to create that opportunity for self-exploration. And then now you live by those tenets, you chase your goals, and you live with passion. All right? If you're in the company of people who are telling you things to do things that make you uncomfortable, then you probably need to reduce the time you spend with those people. And you need to find grouping of people who will encourage you to be your best self. How is it that you're in groups of people who do not encourage you to be your best self? You are wasting your time. You are completely wasting your time. You need to be in groups where people encourage you to be your best self. And that is absolutely important. All right? Now, as we close, I'm going to leave this encouragement with you that this is how your best way, you can deal with peer pressure. And it is a song by DJ Nicholas, and it's entitled Nah Bow. All right? So that is something that definitely can assist you in dealing. You listen to what he says, and it can assist you in responding to peer pressure.
Living in a world that is so hard to live in. To live this Christian life, I better start fighting. Plead the blood of Jesus over your Christian walking. Backbiting, malice, keeping, stealing, cheating, sinful nature. Jesus weep when I'm look the earth and see the bad behavior. Teenagers, I know you're young and feeling the sexual desire. Peer pressure lick you and you feel like you don't take some of the pressure. But listen to that song, yeah. No matter how the circumstances won't come, we not go bow to no Satan. No matter how the circumstances won't come, I will worship, will worship. No matter how the circumstances won't come, we not go bow to no Satan. No matter how the circumstances won't come, we not go bow, we not bow.
God, he never there, y'all. Mommy, they put her face apart. Lord, when you are gonna see me through, you fight to go to school every day, and because you know situations stay. Wasting time is not an option to you. Yet still at times you wonder why life up to be this way. But just tell me, child, Jesus is by your side and all his promises I got come true one time.
No matter how the circumstances won't come, we not go bow to no Satan. No matter how the circumstances won't come, I will worship you,
Jesus.
No matter how the circumstances won't come, we not go bow to no Satan.
We not go compromise.
No matter how
The word of God.
circumstances won't come, we not go bow.
If the boss raise you, pay your clothes, him want you fi take off. Him want fi check you out after the goods them get check off. Your classmates why you follow them and bun class. Fi look fi man, then them use who no wanna laugh. Man, your brethren them a give you gun fi carry go lock off. Them why you carry chat, and if you not do it, them say you soft. Why you idle pan the corner, smoke weed and slack off. Tell them no, Jesus Christ, him a your rod and him a your staff. So back off, back off.
No matter how the circumstances won't come,
Youths know what you know.
we not go bow to no Satan.
No matter the
No matter how the
situation.
circumstances won't
Remember, say
come,
God are your help and your strength.
worship, will worship.
Look to the hills from whence
No
come
matter
a
how the
tale.
circumstances won't
You serve a
come,
mighty
we
God.
not go bow to no Satan.
So you no need for stoop to the
No
plans of the
matter how
enemy.
the circumstances won't come,
Yeah, hear me.
we not go bow, we not bow.
Remember to tell me what you think, like and subscribe, click the notification bell and join the conversation. Let's build better people, better communities, and a better country. Tally is